Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be doing a bit of a health and fitness video just to change things up a bit, you know what I mean? As most of you guys would know, all sports are basically, the winter sports at least, are over and pre-season are getting going for other sports and, you know, then they will be starting soon. So obviously the rugby season's basically at an end now, and even though I didn't play this year just because of an injury held me back, I'm going to basically be prepping for next year. So to do that, I need to write myself a plan to stick to. And not only that, I need to be accountable for this plan. I don't know if this is something you guys will be interested in, to see me try to construct the perfect workout plan and to try to stick with it for 5 months on end. We'll see. But it does help me stay accountable because obviously I need to post, I need to post a video to, my boy Julian and my mom who's watching. I love you, mom. I need to stick to the plan so you guys can see 5 months of progression and 5 months of how much a plan actually works in that time. So it keeps me accountable, and hopefully you guys can learn something from it and also get some entertainment on it. And I guess trying to up my fitness goals. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. You know what I mean? I've been constructing a plan over the last few days. So let me throw it over to Cullen, and he'll tell you about the plan.
Okay, so this is the plan basically laid out as well as I can put it. Now, as you can see, all across here, you've got all the steps of the plan basically. In this right now, I'm just going to be explaining every step on a broad spectrum, but as soon as I get to that step, I'll explain steps in a lot more detail. The bulk, nice and simple. So we're going to start with dates, right? So dates, the bulk started the 5th of August. So today is the 13th of August. So that means that we are we're about a weekend and 2 days into the bulk. So I'll just quickly be explaining over the bulk in a broad spectrum. So first of all, it's going to start the 5th of August. Now the bulk is something where I want to get to a certain weight, right? And I want to also feel good at that weight to then cut down a few, but mainly I want to feel good and I want to feel strong at that weight. So I'm giving myself about between 4 and 6 weeks. It's going to be, I'm going to give myself 6 weeks because then if we come off it early, perfect. But we're not going to extend the 6 weeks and we're not going to go below 4 weeks. 4 weeks is obviously I'm not going to be able to pick up that much weight in 4 weeks, the amount that I want to. Cool, so as we can see here, I've just quickly written in, this is where we're going to end the bulk. So this is the 14th/15th of September, it doesn't matter too much. But I'll just put the 14th just because it's a Saturday and Sundays are normally my rest days anyway. So 14th is going to be the end of the bulk. So what's going to be included in the bulk, like I said, I'll go more into depth later, but what's going to be included in the bulk is I want to obviously hit a certain target. I want to hit a certain weight. What that weight is does vary for a few different reasons, but the weight that I am aiming to hit is between 100 and 105. Currently, I'm sitting at 97.5, and I'm a week in and 2 days into the bulk, so we're going to see how that goes. Hopefully, I can hit at least the 100 mark. I think that would be my minimum, but I would be very happy with 102. 105 is ideal because then I can cut down on quite a lot of weight as getting into the other steps. Okay, so this next section is probably the section that I know that I'm going to struggle with the most, and that is the fast. Okay, so the fast is going to last for roughly about a week. So let me just write it in. The fast is going to start on the Sunday, right after the bulk finishes. So literally, the Saturday is still going to be full bulking, full eating, everything. The Sunday is going to be the fast, and it's going to be going to the next Sunday. Now, this is going to depend on a few things. First of all, it's going to be a water fast. So basically what a water fast is that I'm going to be drinking only water and I'm not going to be able to eat any food. So there is a few things that I'm going to put in place in case, I've got to look out for health, for my health, because this is a dangerous thing, you know what I mean? I'm going to be eating no food and I'm just going to be drinking water. So to look out after my health, there is something I'm going to add in, which is I'm going to add in about 3 days in, which is going to be, so if I start the Sunday, I'm going to go the Monday, the Tuesday, Then on the Wednesday, between the Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see how I feel. I'm going to be allowing myself to have a meal between if it's either on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, see how much I struggle. Now, I will also be taking body scans every single night, because I want to make sure that the weight that I'm losing isn't muscle, that it's fat. So also I just got to clear that I'm not going to be working out during this time. It's basically going to be a week break from the gym. That's because if I'm not intaking any protein or vitamins, minerals that I need to have to sweat, obviously electrolytes as well, that I sweat with at the gym, or protein for when I'm trying to work out and my muscles need to recover afterwards. If I'm not taking any of that in, then my body doesn't have many other places that it can store those types of things, and it's going to be detrimental for my health. So, it'll be looking for these things that it needs inside the body. So it'll be eating, other than fat, it'll be eating things that I need, like my other muscles, to get protein for, to recover the one muscle, right? So yeah, this is going to be a very tough week. Like I said, I'll go into more depth because this is something that I really need to go into depth about the science of when it comes to that week. So luckily, that's still what it's now. It's now the 13th. That's today. 2, 3, 4. Still got about 4.5 weeks really before I kind of look into that. Next is going to be Mr. Explosive. That is step number 3, Mr. Explosive. Now, obviously, the point of a bulk most of the time is to gain muscle, and kind of become as large as you can with the muscle. So hypertrophy, for some of the gym people out there, is just to basically build muscle. Now, the point of Mr. Explosive is to take that muscle that I've built now and make it really, really powerful. So obviously, there's going to be movements, a lot of plyometric movements. This is going to be basically returning to run and returning to sprint. It's really just going to be everything to do with very explosive movements, right? So I'm going to be really working on, in this stage, my running, and specifically sprinting, even getting faster, pushing more weight, pushing weight faster, becoming more powerful. So really everything behind that explosion. That's what I'm trying to do. The one thing I will say is, with that specific stage, or sorry, not with that specific stage, but this is basically the main stage, is how I'm going to put it, right? This is going to last for months, more than probably about 2 months, right? However, these 2 stages under it, they intertwine into this stage. And that's going to go for basically until the end of November. I want this last month of December to work on my crazy fitness, but we'll get to that. So the Mr. Explosive is going to last for this whole time. So it's basically going to be 2 months and about a week and a half. Mr. Mobile, like I said, is going to be intertwined into Mr. Explosive. Now, Mr. Mobile is basically going to be a lot of mobility around movement of joints, around flexibility of muscles, and balance and things like that, for example. So mobility of joints, I just using examples right now. It's basically like from being able to do this with my shoulder. I'll go from side angle. Being able to do this with my shoulder to maybe being able to do it, a bit further. I can't do it right now, but it's just working on mobility in the joints, and also specifically flexibility of the muscles, because it's also good to be flexible enough so if you are in sticky situations, that your muscles won't hurt themselves, that they've been in those stretched positions before. This is probably something that's going to last the whole time through Mr. Explosive. So it's going to end at the same time. However, it's not going to start right after the fast. It's going to start probably about mid-October. So I'm going to give it about right there. Cool. So just to reiterate, the Mr. Explosive is starting right at the end of the fast, the first week after the fast finishes, and that's going to be going all the way to the end of November. Mr. Mobile is going to basically be going through Mr. Explosive, except it starts about 3.5 weeks later. It starts about mid-October, and that's going to be going through also to the end of November, as you can see at the end here. And then we come up to crazy skills. So yes, because I'm trying to build the best, basically athletic body for rugby, I need to be thinking about skills, right? Because you've got the game and you've got your body. You can get your body as physically prepped as possible, but you also need to think about the game that you're actually playing. So I need to add in a lot of skills. And this is where I've mentioned before the Perform, where their programs come to help because they have field sessions and they have a lot of rugby players, a lot of athletes that go there to train with them. So that will be a huge part of this whole uh, program. And that this one is the start date is not 100% certain, right? Because this start date will start when I basically can sprint. So from the time I start sprinting, I will be able to then do a lot of skills work with the people at Perform and all the people that go there. Yeah, once I'm doing the skills work, there's a lot of skills that I can do, a lot of contact as well that is classed under the skills, a lot of ball work at high speed because that's when I'm going to need it the most. And I can do a lot of stuff in short distances, but I want to be really focusing and drilling into this crazy skills as soon as I can start sprinting because then I do my high speed work, and that's pretty important. So that one's just going to get a bit of an asterisk um, because I don't know when I will start sprinting. However, this one is going to finish basically past December. And now that leaves us to our last stage. Crazy fitness. Doesn't that sound fun, eh? Fitness just sounds so fun. Crazy fitness is just literally exactly how it sounds. I'm going to be pulling a bit back from the explosive side. It's not to say that I'm not going to do any explosive movements. A lot of my workouts will still be very explosive. However, I'm going to be focusing and concentrating on the endurance side of it rather than trying to get the quickest speed. So, for example, in an explosive session before, I could have been doing 5 sprints, um, you know, and 5 sprints each at 90 to 95%. And I have as much break as I want in between them because it's all about getting it as fast as you can. Now I would change that to MAS, which is basically the same thing, except you don't have any breaks. It's just pure fitness. So you're basically sprinting out. You get 10 seconds to sprint out there, 10 seconds break, and then 10 seconds to sprint back. And you're doing that as much as you can to get that cardio going and that fitness getting better. And that start date will be at the very start of December. So this is as soon as I finish the Mr. Explosive and the Mr. Mobile stage, and not the crazy skills, but that'll still be going. I'm going to be getting into the crazy fitness stage. So by then, I should be feeling very fast, and I should be hopefully in a really good mindset. This is if everything's gone according to plan. Hopefully, should be in a very good mindset to kind of take on this fitness stage, and that will be at the very start of the fitness. Okay, so that is the entire plan for peak performance. Now, I just want to say that I'm not a professional personal trainer. I do not have any degree in making these plans. This is just something that I've learned over the years. I guess I've been in the gym for a few years, I could say now, and all my training, I've learned enough to be able to make a small program for myself. But this is not to say that this program will work for anyone else or to say that this is the perfect program because it's definitely not. This is just my attempt at making the perfect program I believe will be best for myself to make myself a physical athlete, but also a better rugby player.
It is the 14th of August today, which means that we are now a week and a half into bulking. So I did say that I'm going to go through each stage and explain it more as we kind of go down. But the first long stage, which is the stage that takes between 4 and 6 weeks, is the bulking stage, which I'm currently in. It's been going for a week and a half now. So I'll chat to you guys about some of my progression and what the stage is about. So first off, I took some progress kind of photos yesterday. Weight before the bulk was at 94 kilograms. And currently, when I did check it yesterday, it was at 97.5 kilograms. Like I said, I've got an injury, so my right quad is a lot smaller visually than my left quad. So hopefully, on top of, you know, getting muscle everywhere, I pick up specifically a lot of muscle in my right leg because it's quite a bit smaller than my left leg. Other than that, let me get into the bulk, right? So as I explained before, the bulk is going to be going for about 4 to 6 weeks. It's probably the most, I want to say, exciting part of this entire off season, and it sucks to have that at the start, but it is what it is. Obviously, I'm excited to kind of see my progression. So obviously, it's nice to see your times go up. I mean, to see your times go down, to see numbers go up, to see specific things just improve. It's lovely to see that, but this is probably the best part just because I have so much freedom, right? When it comes to calories and food to pick up weight, there is calculations that I've done just to help me out. Well, basically what I'm putting on the screen right now, this is a body scan that I did, which I will be keeping track. I'll probably be doing one every 2 weeks in this bulk just to be keeping track of where I'm picking up muscles so I can change my program around a bit just to focus on certain areas. And obviously this isn't 100% correct. There are, you know, there's minor changes in it, but for the technology that we have access to, this is definitely the best that we have to kind of see our progress. So definitely going to be using it a lot. So it says between 3,600 and 3,700. I will be trying my best to aim for more the 4,000 calorie mark. It is very tough, but I do have a few things in place that helps. So the cardio that I'm supposed to be doing in the bulk is I'm running twice a week for very short runs. They're quoted long distance, but they're short runs. They're between 3 and 4 kilometers one run, and then possibly a 6 kilometer run the second one. Now the other thing that I'm going to be doing, like I mentioned before, was saunas. So I'm going to be saunaing once a week. And in that one day, which is either going to be a Sunday or a Monday. Now, in the last 2 weeks, I've done it both on Mondays. However, I find that it would most likely be more beneficial on Sundays. If it increases growth hormone instantly and then every day after that it dips, it would be best for me to do it on a Sunday, because then on a Monday I have legs, on a Tuesday I have push, and on a Wednesday I have pull. So instead of doing it on a Monday after my workout, I can instead do it on a Sunday before the week and hopefully get the maximum benefits of that. The way that sauna works is you stay 30 minutes in the sauna, you take a 5 to 10 minute break, just air drying, just standing, walking around, no cold water, no cold exposure at all, just walking around and air drying, and you get back in for another 30 minutes. In an ideal world, that's how it would work. Unfortunately, because my body is not acclimatized to saunas, I do struggle a lot. It's funny, right? Because I live in Australia, but I hate the heat. Like, I love the cold and I hate the heat. So every single morning, I kid you not, every single morning, I have the exact same breakfast. I don't know what about it. I just like it. It's so comforting. It seems nice, right? So I go to the gym first thing. I don't eat before I go to the gym. I just like working out on somewhat of an empty stomach. As I come home, this is my meal, right? Hear me out. 6 Wheat Bix, banana, and honey. So 6 Wheat Bix in a bowl, 2 bananas, which I peel and I break, and then honey, which I dip my spoon in, drizzle around, get the spoon in there, mix it around. That's a starter, right? So that's my first part of my breakfast. My second part of my breakfast is 4 pieces of toast. I cut up 1 avocado and I just mash it. So I spread the avocado on those 4 pieces evenly, and then 4 eggs. On top of those 4 eggs, I do a nice bit of barbecue sauce, and that, I'm not gonna lie, one of the best breakfasts I've ever had. Here she is. So, oh geez, I can already smell it. Oh my word, this is potent. This is crazy stuff right here. I'm gonna show you and read you out the macronutrients of what is in this thing. But let me just show you first. This is crazy. 50 grams of protein, 1,250 calories per serve. Yeah. It's crazy. This is by far the most intense protein shake that I've ever had. I can't even class this as a protein shake. This is just an abomination of just, they've just thrown shit into the bowl. Get in there. And unfortunately, I hate that I'm supporting this because this is a horrible protein shake. However, in the circumstances, I need to have high calories. Unfortunately, this is the shake that I'm going for. So this is more of an explanation video. This is not as much me showing you and going through a day of what I'm doing. Otherwise than that, I'm excited to get cracking. And yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you for a vlog in the upcoming future, my friends.